The upside to being snowed in is getting some crochet done. Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is Slow Crochet. Today I want to share with you my process for something I did while this big old winter storm has been hitting my area. So as you can see, I have electricity now, but when I was filming some of these bits and pieces, I didn't. I had natural light, but that was just right for me. It ended up being a wonderful way for me to help get the time to pass as we waited inside and hoped and prayed that things would go well and everyone would stay safe. So in case you didn't know, and just for future reference, because I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, today is, what is it? Is it the 26th or the 27th of January in 2026? And I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and we just had this giant winter storm. I was going to call it a snowstorm, but it's definitely a winter storm that came through. So today is Tuesday. We got snow last Saturday, and it then turned to like freezing rain and ice on Sunday. And that's when our power went out, and we were without power for most of Sunday, from early morning to after we'd gone to bed. So that was an adventure, but that was the time that I did most of this crochet project. Now the project I'm talking about is a rag rug, and y'all, I'm just gonna give you a disclaimer. I'm not an expert at rag rugs. I am, a beginner, but this is the way that I have done it, and it makes sense for me. You can do some really gorgeous things with crochet rugs, but I thought it would be more fun to just kind of add to the one that I already had. This is one that I started a while ago, and over time, at different stages in the family, I'll add to it. So basically, the rug began as 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and I just went from there, increasing as you do, and just kind of building it out. And I would always single crochet in the back loops only, and I would go with my fingers. So what I want to show you guys today is in the family there had been some thoughts of adding to it, because this is a rug that normally lives in the cedar chest most of the year, but during the winter time it comes out, so it makes the floor just a little bit cozier. We can cuddle up and watch movies or whatever it may be. It's just a nice thing to have. Well, why was now a good time to add to it other than the weather? Basically, it's because my linen closet needed some going through. Over the years, we've had sheet sets that have started to not really serve our purpose anymore. And I used to really be one for taking things and sending them on to thrift stores or Goodwill or places like that, charity shops or what have you. But I began to realize and become aware of how not everything, in fact, many things that go to those charity shops don't end up going to places that they can be used again. So rather than essentially saying to a charity shop, here, you throw this away for me, I just wanted to find some other ways to use these sheets that maybe they're stained, maybe they're ripped, maybe they no longer fit the beds that we have. We just don't have a use for them anymore. And I could hang on to them, and maybe one day they could be like a quilt backing or something, or I could use them right now to add to this rug, and that's what I decided to do. So I'm just going to talk you through the basic process and kind of show you a montage of what I was doing. But basically, in order to make this rag rug, in order to make the yarn to begin it with, you need some woven fabric. I really like using sheets, but you could use like quilter's cotton or whatever. Basically, it needs to not be knit because you're going to be ripping it. All you do is cut out some little notches, evenly spaced as much as possible. I think I did maybe 2 inches apart, and you just start ripping into strips. And after you have your strip, you cut a hole in each end of the strip, and then you thread one of them through another hole in the strip that you have before. So you start out with 2 strips, but they both have a hole in the end. But basically, you take one strip and you send one little tail of it through the hole in the other strip, and then you poke essentially the strip itself through itself, if that makes sense. And they kind of lock together as you pull it along. So that's the process in a nutshell. I hope that that's clear. I hope that the pictures, the images, the video is clearer. Since I already had this rug, I already had a strip going, and so rather than making a ball of this yarn, these strips of cloth and adding to that, I ended up just adding to what I already had, because I realized however much I'm going to add, I'm going to eventually need to work it out. Like I had it in my head. It's hard to explain, but you know, sometimes where you can have a picture in your head and you can turn it around. I ended up just making one long strip that I added to the rug that I already had. A bulb-shaped stitch marker that has like a sharp pin point, and I made sure that I used that to kind of keep my rug in place so that I wasn't accidentally pulling out stitches as I added this yarn onto what I already had. But yeah, I just went and ended up, after I had added all of my strips, I started to roll it up into a large ball and then just finger crocheted on around. So hopefully by now, the montage has gotten you to that process, and if not, you can watch it play out, and hopefully my description makes sense as you see it played out. But yeah, we ended up, like I said, we only had lost power for about 12 hours, and I ended up taking a couple hours between Sunday and Monday to work on it. We were still home, the roads were still impassable, but yeah, things are cleaning up as I speak. The roads are getting a little bit warmer. It's like 33 degrees, just above freezing now, so hopefully we will be out and about again soon. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Thanks for enjoying this little montage. And if you have any questions, I am concerned that I haven't done the best job of describing exactly what I was doing, but again, I hope the video helps. But yeah, do leave any questions that you might have in the comments below. And yeah, thank you to everyone who has encouraged me, who has liked this video, who has been part of this channel, all that kind of good stuff. I really do appreciate you. And if for whatever reason I'm not your cup of tea, thanks so much for listening this long and all the way to the end of the video. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon.